everyone, especially to Coach Jude. A pleasant day to you. I am Rhea May S. Morales. I'm the little teacher of Study Hub number 1. And my members are Crystal Rain Banggood, Antoinette Banzal, Princess Karil Rulona, and Madeline Araneta. We will explain to you the 6 theories on child and adolescent development. My role in this video is to explain to you the psychoanalytic and psychosexual theory by Sigmund Freud and also the cognitive theory by Jean Piaget. So today, we'll delve into the fascinating and often controversial world of Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory. But before that, let us know first about who is Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud, a name synonymous with psychology, revolutionized our understanding of the human mind. Born in 1856 in Austria, Freud's journey began as a neurologist, but his curiosity about the complexities of the human psyche led him to develop a groundbreaking theory known as psychoanalysis. Freud revolutionized our understanding of the human mind, proposing that our behavior is largely shaped by unconscious drives and conflicts. So, Sigmund Freud, a prominent figure in psychology, developed a model of the psyche structured into 3 levels of awareness: the conscious, the preconscious, and the unconscious. Think of it like an iceberg diagram. So the tip of the iceberg, visible above the water, represents the conscious level. This is where our current awareness resides. Our thoughts, feelings, and sensations we're directly aware of. For example, right now, you are consciously watching this video and processing the information I'm presenting. Just below the surface is the free-conscious level. This contains thoughts and feelings that are easily accessible to consciousness. It's like information stored in your computer's RAM, readily available but not currently in use. An example might be your childhood memories or a to-do list you are not actively thinking, but can easily recall. The vast majority of our mental processes lie submerged beneath the water surface, the unconscious level. This is a reservoir of thoughts, feelings, memories, and desires that are repressed or forgotten, yet exert a powerful influence on our behavior. These are often things we're not even aware of affecting us, such as unresolved childhood, traumas, or deeply ingrained anxieties. Freud believed that these unconscious conflicts are the root of many psychological problems. Within this model, Freud identified 3 key structures of personality, which is the id, ego, and the superego. The id, residing entirely in the unconscious, operates on the pleasures principle, seeking immediate gratification of its desires. Think of a hungry baby crying until it's fed. That's the id in action. The ego, operating primarily at the conscious level, acts as the mediator between the id and the external world. It operates on the reality principle, attempting to satisfy the id's desires in realistic and socially acceptable ways. For example, instead of stealing a candy bar, the ego might wait until you have the money to buy it. And last, we have the superego, representing our internalized moral standards and ideals. Often stemming from parental influence, strives for perfection. It acts as our conscience, judging our actions and imposing guilt or shame when we fall short of our ideals. This is the part of you that tells you stealing is wrong, even if the id wants the candy bar. Freud also proposed that personality develops through a series of psychosexual stages, each associated with specific erogenous zone. Fixation at any stage, due to unresolved conflicts, can lead to specific personality traits. So, the diagram showing Freud's psychosexual stages. So, first we have the oral stage, birth to 1 year. Focus on the mouth can lead to oral fixations like smoking or overeating if unresolved conflicts occur. The second is the anal stage, 1 to 3 years old. Focus on bowel and bladder control can lead to anal retentive, orderly rigid, or anal expulsive, messy, disorganized. So, personality traits depending on parental approaches to toilet training. So the third one is the phallic stage, 3 to 6 years old, and the fourth one is the genital stage. So this is involves the Oedipus or Electra complex, and unresolved conflicts can lead to issues with sexuality and relationships in adulthood. Freud's theories, thought influential, are not without their criticisms. Many aspects are difficult to test scientifically, and some concepts are considered outdated or biased. However, his work profoundly impacted psychology, laying the groundwork for many subsequent theories and therapeutic approaches. In summary, Freud's psychoanalytic theory offers a complex and insightful, albeit controversial, perspective on the human psyche. By understanding the interplay of the conscious, preconscious, and the unconscious, and the dynamics of the id, ego, and superego, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human behavior. So that's all about for Sigmund Freud. So now let's go to the theory of Jean Piaget. So Jean Piaget's stages of cognitive development. Jean Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, dedicated his life to understanding how children learn and think. Born in 1896, Piaget's fascination with the workings of the mind began early in life. He was a curious child who loved to observe and explore the world around him. This innate curiosity led him to pursue a career in psychology, where he dedicated his life to studying the development of children's mind. He revolutionized our understanding of childhood by recognizing that children are not simply miniature adults. Instead, they are active learners who build their understanding of the world through their own experiences. Piaget's research led him to propose four distinct stages of cognitive development. First, we have the sensory motor, birth to 2 years old. In the sensory motor stage, infants explore the world using their senses and actions. They learn through touching, tasting, seeing, hearing, and moving. One of the key developments in this stage is object permanence. The understanding that objects continue to exist even when they are hidden from view. Imagine a baby playing with a toy. Then you hide it under a blanket. At first, the baby might act as if the toy has disappeared. But as they develop object permanence, they will search for the toy under the blanket, showing they understand it's still there. So next, we have the Pre-operational, 2 to 7 years old. The pre-operational stage marks the beginning of symbolic thinking. Children start using words and images to represent things, allowing them to think about the things that aren't physically present. However, their thinking is still egocentric, meaning they struggle to see things from others' perspectives. They also lack conservation, the understanding that the amount of something stays the same even if its appearance changes. Think of a classic conservation task where you pour the same amount of water into two different shaped glasses. A child in the pre-operational stage might believe that taller glass contains more water simply because it looks taller. Next, the third one is the concrete operational, 7 to 11 years old. In the concrete operational stage, children develop logical reasoning skills. They can now understand conservation, meaning they recognize that the amount of something doesn't change even if its appearance does. They also develop the ability to classify objects into categories and order them in series. For example, they can arrange objects by size or color. However, abstract thinking remains difficult at this stage. So, fourth is the formal operational, 11 years old and onwards. The formal operational stage is characterized by the development of abstract and hypothetical thinking. Individuals can now reason about possibilities, solve complex problems, and think systematically. They can engage in scientific reasoning and consider multiple perspectives. For example, they can understand and reason about abstracts, concepts like justice, freedom, and morality. So, Piaget's stages provide a valuable framework for understanding how children's minds develop. While the transitions between stages are gradual and individual differences exist. His work highlights the importance of providing age appropriate learning experiences that challenge children's thinking and encourage their cognitive growth. So that's all for Jean Piaget's theory. So now let's dive into the third theory and let's hear it from Crystal Rain Van Good.
Good morning, Coach Jude. I am Krista Raincy Pangud, and I will be going to discuss the theory of Erik Erikson's psychosocial development. Erik Erikson was a prominent developmental psychologist whose influential theory of psychosocial development spans the entirety of human lifespan. Departing from Freud's emphasis on psychosexual stages, Erikson focused on social and cultural factors that shape individual identity and personality. His theory provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the complex interplay between personal growth and societal influences. Erikson's theory, known as the stages of psychosocial development, comprises 8 distinct stages, each characterized by a specific psychosocial crisis that individuals must confront. The resolution of this crisis is crucial for the development of a healthy ego identity, which is the sense of self that emerges from successful navigation through each stage. Central to Erikson's framework is the concept of psychosocial crisis, a conflict that must be resolved to foster psychological health. Each stage also introduces the notion of virtue, the psychosocial strength that develop as individuals successfully navigate these challenges. Erikson's contributions to psychology are significant as his theory expands the understanding of human development beyond childhood emphasizing that growth continues throughout life. This perspective highlights the importance of social experiences and cultural context in shaping an individual's identity. Erickson's stages provides a lens through which we can examine the evolving nature of personality, acknowledging that challenges faced at different life stages can profoundly influence an individual's trajectory. The 8 stages of Erickson's theory unfold as follows. First, trust versus mistrust, which is the stage of infancy. So in this foundational stage, infants learn to trust their caregivers and the world around them, establishing the groundwork for future relationships. Second is the autonomy versus shame and doubt, which is the stage of early childhood. As toddler gains independence, they develop a sense of personal control, fostering autonomy while learning to navigate social expectation. Third is the initiative versus guilt, which is the stage of preschool age. During this stage, children assert power through play and social interactions, developing initiative while grappling with feelings of guilt when overstepping boundaries. Fourth is the industry versus inferiority, which is the stage of school age. In this period, children face a new social and academic demands, learning to work with others and developing a sense of competence or feelings of inferiority. Fifth is the identity versus role confusion, which is the stage of adolescence. Adolescents explore their personal identity, navigating questions and selfhood and belonging, which are the crucial for developing a coherent sense of self. Six is the intimacy versus isolation, which is the stage of young adulthood. This stage involves forming intimate relationship and connection, balancing the need for closeness with the fear of isolation. Seventh is the generativity versus stagnation, which is the stage of middle adulthood. So in this stage, adults seek to contribute to society and guide the next generation, fostering a sense of productivity and purpose. 8 is integrity versus despair, which is the stage of late adulthood. In the final stage, individuals reflect on their lives, grappling with feelings of fulfillment or regrets, which shapes their overall sense of integrity. The application of Erickson's theory is vast and impactful across various fields, including psychology, education, and counseling. For instance, educators can utilize this framework to create environments that encourage autonomy and initiative among children, helping them navigate the challenges of early development. Similarly, therapists can draw on Erickson's stages to guide clients through identity exploration or relationship dynamics in adulthood, facilitating deeper understanding and personal growth. In summary, Erik Erikson's psychosocial development theory offers a nuanced understanding of human growth and the significance of social relationships throughout life. By recognizing the importance of each stage and the crises associated with them, we can better appreciate the complexities of identity formation and the continual evolution of the self. His work remains a vital reference for the understanding the interplay between individual experiences and broader societal context, ultimately contributing to the field of developmental psychology and beyond. So that's all for Erickson's psychosocial developmental theory. I hope you understand and learn something from me. Thank you.
So hi everyone, my name is Antoinette Ann Bansal from BS at English 1B. So I am a member 3 from Study Hub number 1. And for my part, I'm going to talk about Lev Vygotsky. So before we proceed to principle about Lev Vygotsky or his several principle, before that, I'm going to tackle about the short information about Lev Vygotsky. So Lev Vygotsky was a Russian psychologist and a teacher who developed a theory on how our social interaction influence our cognitive development. So Vygotsky's social development theory asserts that children's cognitive develop and learning ability can guided and also mediated by our social interactions with other people. So Lev Vygotsky's theory of socio-cultural influence. So psychologist Lev Vygotsky believed that children's cultural environment plays an important role in how they develop cognitively in Vygotsky's view. So the acquisitions of language is a crucial part of cognitive development. So after children acquire language, they don't just go through a set or series of stage. Rather, their cognitive develops depend on interactions with adults and culture norms and their environment circumstance. So Vygotsky was not just talking about the stage of development because he thought that our brain developed through interaction with other people and through the culture and environment where we live in. So we learn by talking with others, by watching, and also by doing things with other people. So there is an example here. So Schaffer 1996 give the example of a young girl who given her first jigsaw alone. So she performed poorly in attempting to solve the puzzle. So at second is the father then sit with her and describe or demonstrate some basic strategy and provide a couple of pieces for the child to put together herself and offer encouragement when she does so. So as the children become more competent, the father allowed the children to work more independently. So this example is basically perfect with the theory of Lev Vygotsky. So it said here that by doing interaction with other people or by doing thing with other people, can we develop our cognitive development. So we can develop our cognitive development by interacting with other or by doing things with other. So next, we're going to talk about Lev Vygotsky's cultural theory of learning and development includes several principles. So the first one is the social interaction. So Vygotsky theory emphasized that cognitive development occur through social interaction, such as language learning, and he believed that learning is the social process and human intelligence originate in our society and culture. So basically, in this part of theory of Lev Vygotsky, it's talk about that we learn or we get smarter by interacting with other people. So he thought that learning happen when we communicate and when we share our ideas with the people around us. So basically, it's talk about the social interaction with other people. So we can develop our cognitive ability through interaction with other people. So in my own experience, so I have found that engaging in conversation with other people help me to have a new ideas or help me to have a different kind of perspective of the people. So by interacting with them, I can have new ideas with them or I can gain more knowledge with them. So like example, communicating with my family and friends. For example, if this is when they are talking, they have a topic, but it is new to me. The topic is new to me. So by doing interaction with them, I can have more ideas about the topic that they are talking about. So it can give me a knowledge and also a new ideas that I can apply to myself or that I can apply to other. So as a future educator, how can I apply this inside in my classroom or inside the classroom? So basically, the social interaction, it is like interacting with one another. So basically, I can create an opportunity for social interaction like collaboration with other students. So I will assign them to make an activity where they can collaborate with one another. So the next one is the zone of proximal development or ZPD. So the PD is the gap between what a learner can do without help and what they can do with the help from more capable peer or adults. So basically, the zone of proximal development, it's like a spot where a learner can do something with a little help. So, but not on their own. So, it's like communicating with adults. So, it's a space between what you can do alone and what you can do with someone's support. So, based on my experience or in my own experience, I have encountered the situation where I just been able to progress a learning. I learn new skills, new idea, with the help with other people or with the help with the adults. So in that way, I can gain more knowledge and experience in particular area. So basically, the zone of proximal development, it's talk about the development of the child, how they can do without the help with other and how they can do with the help with other. So as a future educator, how can I apply this on my classroom? So basically, I will do the collaborative learning. So for example, if this is the group project, I will assign my student to have a group project. So in that way, they can have a knowledge, ideas, and share their skill with one another. So the next one is the scaffolding. So Vygotsky proposed teachers and family and children can provide temporarily help to a children when he called scaffolding. So he believed that scaffolding children think is a primary role of a teacher. So about this one, scaffolding, it's like building a ladder for someone to climb up. It means like supporting and guidance to our children is very important. So it is very important to help our children to solve the problem and to learn. So just like scaffold, it's like help in constructions. Teachers, family, and friends can provide temporarily help to our children as they learn and they grow. So based on my experience in scaffolding, I have this encounter where my teacher teach me how to solve a math problem. So when I was a grade 4, she teach me how to solve a problem because she saw me that I'm struggling to solve the math problem. So she teach me the basic strategy to solve the math problem. So and also my friends also the one who teach me to be more confident with my look. To be honest, I am not very confident with my look because I feel like I am very ugly. So they are the one who told me that I am beautiful inside and out. So because of them, now I can be more confident. I can say that I am beautiful. And also my family also teach me to be a good person or to be a good human being. And also they are the one who are the reason why I'm taking this course because my family believe that I can be a teacher in the future. So I can be the first teacher in our family. So basically the scaffolding, it's like supporting the children with what they want or supporting them with their development. So as a future educator, how can I apply this inside my classroom or inside the classroom? So as a future educator, I know the teacher is the role model of the student. So not just being a role model, but also a motivation. We should motivate our student, especially to those students who are facing struggle and facing a big problem. We should guide them and give them advice. So the last one is the private speech. So private speech, Vygotsky believed that children start by voicing their thoughts out loud, and that is an important step in the developing of verbal thoughts. So basically, Vygotsky believed that is when children talking to themselves out loud while they are doing something. It's like thinking out loud. So Vygotsky thought this was helpful for children as they learn to control their thoughts and their actions. So basically, it's talk about the thoughts and the action of the children as they growing up. So based on my experience, when I was 7 years old, I'm fixing a puzzle. While I'm fixing puzzle, I'm talking to myself. So in that way, I would verbalize my thoughts, reasoning, and also different opinions, strategy while I'm talking to myself. So in that way, I can solve the puzzle easily. So as a future educator, how can I apply this insight in my classroom? So basically, I will go to this, I will assign to my student to solve a math problem. Let's say for example like this, I will assign my student to solve a math problem. So in that way, how can I apply this concept of private speech? So I will encourage my student to talk thoughts to their problem solving. So in that way, they can have their own strategy, and also as they are working alone. So basically in this part, we should also teach our student to work alone and also to be more independent. As a future educator, we should guide them and support them. So next topic, we are going to tackle about the cultural tools. So in cultural tools, we have also this one, the symbolic system. Symbolic system that have been developed in the culture and passed on. So basically, it is like understanding and participating in this symbolic system. Individual can connect with their culture and heritage, express their identity, and communicate with other in meaningful way. So I have this an example. Imagine when you having special friends and you handshake with him. So it's like this handshake is represent with your friendship and loyalty to one another. So this handshake become more symbols that is your unique in your group. So it's like passed down from one generation of your friends to the next generation. So also we have this one, the artwork, and the artwork, music, sculpture can also serve as a symbolic system, because it is like conveying message, emotions, and value within society. So these artistic expressions often reflect the beliefs and also to express the culture and pass to the down generation. So basically, the music, painting, and the sculpture can be also a symbolic system. So the next one is Vygotsky believed that the purpose of education was to introduce children to the full range of cultural tools and show them how to use them. So basically, Vygotsky believed that the children learn the best when they supported by the adults or more knowledgeable. So in that way, we can teach the children how to use the cultural tools. So by providing this scaffolding, educator can help children gradually to build their skills and understanding, and also leading them to their different knowledge and to their development. By introducing children to these cultural tools and show them how to use them, so educator can help students to develop to their important skills and knowledge that will help them to succeed in school and also in life. So for example, if this is learn how to write and how to read, and also allow them to communicate effectively while learning math, help them to solve a problem and make sense of the world. So the third one is when children know how to use these cultural tools, they can begin to plan and organize their own activity, express their own opinion of view, and also solve problem and interact freely with other people. So when children are proficient in using these cultural tools, and they can navigate through various tasks and also social interaction with confident and competent. So it is not only fostering their cognitive and emotional development, but also it is a preparedness for them for the future challenge and opportunity as they may encounter in life. So the last one is the member of the culture can then use the cultural tools dynamically to develop them. So basically, the member of the cultural tools who is using this one can use the text messages. So in more straightforward words, people within a culture can actively use the cultural tools such as writing in flexible manner to create things like text messages. That is for my part. So basically, Vygotsky believed that the development of the person comes from the social interaction and the communication. So basically, it is influenced by our parents, friends, and the teacher. So basically, Lev Vygotsky believed that the society where we live in and the culture where we believe in. So that is the development of the person, the interaction, and the communication.
Lawrence Culver's stage of moral development. Culver divests a theory of moral development which postulates that moral reasoning passes through six stages, from early childhood to adulthood. Culver's stages are sorted into three levels: pre-conventional morality, conventional morality, and post-conventional morality. Each stage involves a moral advance level of reasoning that coincides with cognitive development and life experiences. An image of the moral stage as proposed by Lawrence Culver. We have a sixth stage. Stage 1, avoiding punishment. Stage 2, aiming afterward. Stage 3, good girl and good boy attitude. Stage 4, loyalty to law and order. Stage 5, justice and the spirit of the law. And the last, stage 6, universal principles of ethics. Stage 1, for young children who are still in the first stage of moral development, it is important to set clear guidance for behavior and clear consequences for misbehavior. It is important to stay consistent with a code of conduct and punishment system throughout the school year. Stage 2. At this stage, it is a good idea to introduce classroom activities that encourage cooperation between students, games and assignments that require students to help one another in order to succeed will help students at this stage to further development their moral reasoning skills. Stage 3. At this stage, you can help to strengthen your students' moral character by allowing them to help you create a code of conduct for your classroom. This lets the students be partially responsible for the classroom rules, which they will be expected to follow. Stage 4. Older students may begin to reach level 4 by the time they reach the end of middle school or the beginning of high school. Allow ample time for group projects and activities that give students at a different stage of development the opportunity to work together to learn how their behavior affect others in a social context. Stage 5. At this stage, it is also important to continue to introduce activities and assignments to encourage students to work together toward a common goal to further strengthen your students' moral character. And the last stage, 6, allow ample time for group projects and activities that give students at different stages of development the opportunity to work together to learn how their behaviors affect others in a social context.
Good day everyone, my name is Madeline F. Arneta from BSN English 1B Study Hub 1. Today I'm going to tackle the ecological system theory by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. So what is ecological system theory? Ecological system theory explains how a different level of environment influence a person's development. There are 5 types of system. The first one that we're going to tackle is the microsystem. So what is microsystem? Microsystem, this is a immediate child development that includes family, peers, and neighborhood. It is a direct relationship between a child development and influence a child experiences and development. And the second one is the mesosystem. What is mesosystem? Mesosystem represent the different the connection of different microsystem, like the relationship between a child parents and their teacher or a friend and their family. This connection influence a child development by creating a web through interaction. So that is mesosystem. And the third one is the ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? Ecosystem, this is a broader social structures that includes the parents workplace, community resources, and media. These structures influence indirectly child's life, and these structures can affect the microsystem. And the other one is the macro system. So what is macro system? Macro system represents the broader cultural context that influence a child's development, shapes the environment within the other levels, influencing the opportunities and challenges as a child faces. So that's all for macro system. And chronos system, the last but not the least, this is the time dimension. It recognizes that a child's development doesn't happen in a vacuum, but it is influenced by changes over a time. So that's the five kinds of system, the five types of system. So overall, systems are interconnected and influence development to a child. It is happen, systems are constantly evolving and leading to changes the child development over a time. So ecological system theory by Yuri de Bronfenbrenner helps us to understand how social cultural works and historical factors works that can influence a child's life and development. That's all. Thank you.
I know